You're listening to the Cricket Podcast.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Cricket Podcast, where we're into part 2. England v New Zealand has been happening in New Zealand. We've also got a couple of test matches underway. West Indies have won an ODI in Bangladesh. We probably won't go into that in any more detail than that statement there. And India are over in Australia and are 1-0 down in that ODI series. Let's start with England, though. Max. 2 matches so far. We've had a rain-off where England sort of limped their way to 150 and then the heavens opened. And then England annihilated the Kiwis in the second match to go 1-0 up. Harry Brook and Phil Salt doing most of the damage with the bat. And Adil Rashid and Liam Dawson doing most of the damage with the ball. What have you made of the matches? What do you want to say about them? Do you want to summarise them? Is there a thing that we should be focusing on?
Well, first things first, you have to say fairly impressive work from Phil Salt and Harry Brook in that second game. First one, as you said, very different affair. Pretty tricky wicket. Sam Curran getting England up to a potentially par total before it all ended. So over to the second one, and it was a real show, a tour de force from England, a record score at the Hagley Oval by some margin. I think the third highest score against New Zealand in T20s in New Zealand. It was big. It was really impressive. Every single New Zealand bowler went for over 10 in terms of economy rate as well. So it wasn't just one of them getting the treatment. It was all of them being taken down. And it was a pretty immaculate performance, to be honest, from England. There was a couple of missed chances. Harry Brook was dropped on 39, I think, which will sting because I think it was a goober, to be honest. But aside from that, it was pretty flawless from England. Some of the shots on display were outrageous. Harry Brook, in particular, I think some of the pickups for 6 over deep mid wicket,
Big sixes. Yeah,
unbelievable. And then what I also thought was quite impressive. Obviously, it won't happen all the time because that is the way things go. But we know what England are all about. When it's T20, you as soon as one falls, you keep coming. And Harry Brook and Phil Salt fell within 3 balls of each other. Both people who were set, high 70, like 78, 85 they were on when they were out. And all too often you see that resulting in a bit of a damp squib of a finish to the innings. 2 people have to come in, get set, you pat it around for a bit and you end up not getting quite as far as you'd hoped. But that was not the case. Tom Banton in particular kicked things on, 29 off 12, Sam Curran 8 off 3. So between them, no fear, no egos, as I saw someone put it in terms of how England went about finishing that off. So it was a fairly complete performance with the bat. Very impressive. Won't happen every time because that would be silly, but enjoy it. On the New Zealand side, I forgot Tim Seifert was even still playing.
Blast from the past.
And Jimmy Neesham.
Yeah, there was 2 blasts from the past, wasn't it? England are on a pretty decent run in T20 cricket. Obviously, that rain-off, you probably have to assume they'd lost that. And I saw some people saying it wasn't quite as bad a score as it looked because of historical data, but then when you're chasing 30 in the next match,
easier, isn't it?
I feel like that would have been a loss. But I think it's we've completed matches. I think they've won 6 of their last 7 since they got battered a little bit by India. Has the competition always been super stiff in that time? No, maybe not. But good signs, I think, if you're an England fan thinking ahead to the World Cup next year. They appear not to be as shambolic. I think we can officially say getting better.
I think that's
I would expect England to be, at this point in time, might be bold, I would expect England to be pretty competitive for that World Cup, like in the frame to win it. And I don't think you'd been able to say that a year ago. Like were not trending in the right direction. Still some questions with the bowling, but a little bit of time to figure that out. And
there's
as
no
hopeless as
Jofra
people
Archer in
think.
this squad, and
Yeah.
so there's more to come in. Yeah, I think it's quite all looking quite promising from an England point of view.
Yeah. That's England done, more or less. They've still got quite a few matches. They've got another T20 coming up on Thursday. Then they go into an ODI series. I think Jofra Archer will be back for that, for some warm-up games, pre-Ashes. That starts on Sunday and runs for a week. And I guess they probably fly all the way home for 5 days to fly all the way back to Australia.
Surely not.
I don't know.
Surely not.
I would guess that's what happens.
That would be absolutely insane.
I don't know. I mean, like that. That would be my expectation of the travel plans for most of the players, that they finish this match on the Saturday, the 1st of November, fly home on Saturday the 2nd, do 10 days in England, and then go out to Australia. But I could be wildly off the mark on that. I don't think
months to go now, isn't it?
It's something that we could find out. What did you make of Flintoff saying that Rob Key is the best captain England never had? And David
easy to say, isn't it?
Well, okay.
Really easy to say things that never happen.
About anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I kind of like cricket's commitment to just generating nonsense content, as you say, like a scenario. Rob Key never in the frame. He wasn't even on the long list.
It might be true. It's entirely possible it's true, but it's the most pointless accolade you could possibly ever want, isn't it?
You'd have needed some sort of absolutely devastating team lasagna nightmare on the eve of the test match. And the only people that can get there in time are people who play for the county cricket club to fill in as replacements, for that to have been a realistic scenario, I think. So yeah, David Saker's back as a fast bowling coach. Yeah, that's good. We don't know whether Tim Southey will do the whole tournament or the whole of the Ashes, or whether he'll go off to the ILT20. If I had to put money on it, I'd put money on where the money is. And David Warner thinks Constas is Khawaja's best option as an opening partner. I did see he did a ramp in the second innings, and
he did. He was bowled for a duck, wasn't he, in the first innings against Boland, and then ramped Boland afterwards. But he's still not really got. Yeah, but I think that's his only score, isn't it? But Labuschagne's notched another ton. Jack, have you seen that from number 3? 60, I think.
Yeah.
Well, he's coming into form at the right time. Would you pick him? Are you going for Marnus?
I think they have to pick Marnus, don't they?
I think. I think just as much for the fact that he's intensely irritating. Like, if you're playing against Australia in Australia, you got to win. Like, the mental game is big, right? You got to win that. You got to be strong mentally. You have to win that side of it. And if you're up against Marnus Labuschagne every day, you're gonna crack.
Yeah, but on the other hand, if you start to get on top of someone that annoying, it can really motivate you to continue beating the other team.
Double-edged sword.
Yeah, if you go 1-0 up against the Kiwis, it's easy to take your eye off the ball because they're quite nice. Like, really, what's the burning fire driving you to drive the stake in?
Unless they pick Scott Kugelheim.
Well, they're not going to do that, are they?
No. Well, you hope not.
They have. Yeah.
They have done.
Whereas with Marnus, like, it's just every day you turn up at the cricket stadium, the G, whatever they call it. What's the slang for a cricket ground in Australia?
I guess the CG,
the park,
the blank CG.
The blank CG. You turn up at the blank CG or the blank CA, and you've got Marnus to play. That's what I think anyway. I don't know if that. I don't know
Well.
if that's true. Yeah, maybe they don't care. Look, that's that. India in action in Australia as well. Max, little series this one. I think no, they've got some. They managed to get some T20s in there. 5 T20s. Can you imagine the vitriol if Australia lose the first Ashes test after playing 5 T20s against India? Like,
do you reckon that would be more extreme or less extreme than it would be in England? Would you still be blaming 100 probably?
The same extreme.
Yeah,
I reckon. Yeah. Yeah, I think the same extreme. I mean, look, in the first match, we can only talk about the cricket that's happened. Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Yeah.
In the first match,
rain
there was some rain, but India played really badly before the rain and didn't play that much better after it, to be honest. They got 136 in 26 overs. That was adjusted down by 5 runs for the Australia chase. And Australia won at an absolute canter, Max.
Yes.
Chasing the runs in 21 overs, 3 wickets down. When they were 1 for 10, they still were massively on top. And were huge favourites to win that match. A few runs from Mitchell Marsh, not really much else to shout about there. Wicket split from a Australian bowling point of view. If you're on Ashes watch, Mitchell Starc and Josh Hazlewood picked up 3 between them. I don't imagine we'll see Nathan Ellis, Mitchell Owen, or Matt Kuhneman. Might see Mitchell Owen in the Ashes. Do we learn anything from this? Is it time? Here's a question. We haven't done this for a while. Is it time for Virat and Kohli to move on?
Virat and Kohli?
Virat and Rohit.
Rohit. Virat. It's been time for them to move on for a while, I would venture. Although this is one-day cricket, isn't it? So it's a bit different.
Yeah.
It's a one-day game turned into a de facto T20, and I think Virat Kohli still has a part to play in that. But I don't know. I think we've had enough Rohit Sharma, and all Rohit Sharma is doing is every now and then he's going to come out and he's going to score 70 or 50, and everyone's going to be like, "See, that's what he's there for. He drives the start of the innings. What a player! What a hero! We have to respect him, etc." But he's just doing a job that Jaiswal could do, or any number of talented up and coming, I think Indian batters could do. But it feels like Jaiswal and Gill as an opening partnership in one-day cricket could be pretty destructive, and it's left-right hand as well, isn't it? Which is an extra bonus for them. I've no real issue with Kohli carrying on for a bit of stability because he's still he's one of the greatest ODI batters of all time. So even him not in his pomp will be handy. But I think there's a more obvious case for Rohit. And also you don't have to hide him at slip for the entire game, which helps.
That is true. Yeah, that is a nice thing. Yeah, at this point in the ODI season, calendar, cycle, whatever we want to call it, I don't really care.
No. I mean, don't get me wrong.
No, in fact, I do. I want them to be in the team because if we require 5 minutes on Virat and Rohit,
we can scrape it out. Yeah,
we can pull that particular lever. So keep playing them. I say keep make our lives easy. Make our lives
into their late 50s.
Nice and easy. A little bit of test match stuff going on. Afghanistan getting absolutely whipped by Zimbabwe. We talked about Ben Curran's runs there. Not too much more to add there. And Pakistan are pretty well placed in their second test against South Africa. They got 333 batting first. South Africa on 185 for 4 in their first innings. So they've pretty got hopes of getting to that 333. But wickets, they fall in packs. Is that a phrase? They fall in clumps. You get a lot of wickets all at once.
They come like buses, like London buses.
They come like buses in Pakistan. So yeah, We'll probably be right.
Yeah.
It's, what I quite like here, they got the fans out again, didn't they? Pakistan.
Oh, did they? Yeah.
Yeah, they did.
Oh yes, well of course in the first test, Noman Ali took 10 wickets because because why the fuck not?
This is what I was going to say. I like it when extremely mid cricketers who have done well because of manipulation of the playing surface rather than anything to do with their skill get their comeuppance. And so far, Noman Ali and Sajid Khan are 116 for 1 in this test. So long may that continue. Let's have some proper bowlers take proper wickets.
You know you've got to thank for that as well, don't you?
Who have I got to thank for that?
Bazball made it happen. Bazball got Bazball was the reason those fans came out. You mustn't forget that. Another tick, another win for Bazball.
Yeah, Babar Azam hasn't got a century for a long time, has he? They should retire him. That's a better question, isn't it? When do they retire Babar Azam?
I feel like by this point, they
so I'm not going to have anyone left.
Yeah. If you're not going to retire him now, then I feel like what's the point of ever doing it? What's happened to him? I
don't know. He's broken, isn't
he? Yeah,
broken. It's all gone wrong.
Needs a break.
Yeah, that's that. I think that's all the cricket. We done, Max?
We're done.
Cool. We'll be back pretty soon, I imagine, to talk about the end of the Women's World Cup group stage. Some good matches coming up in that. And then we are in like the final month before the Ashes. Maybe we should do one show a day on whatever Ashes news we can come up with. Just like really way overhype it. Maybe not though. There's two ways. There's two possibilities then. All right. Whatever. Do remember to click like and subscribe on whichever platform you're listening or watching on. Leave us a review. Tell all your friends. And goodbye.
Goodbye.